Good morning, everyone, and welcome. Before we start, we have a disclosure. Please beware of a risk in the future trading. All our videos are educational purposes only. If you would like to follow any of those signals, it has to be on a sim and it is at your own risk. Again, this is a strictly educational videos. So, for the ones who don't know our system, we work on the entry price, three different automated trade, ATM strategy, and full automated. The same thing you do on forex and the stocks. If you would like to follow some of those signals, this one here is an automated trade, it's taken an ATM automated trade, which works with the market analyzer, the trade coming from the chart, the market analyzer that is for your own. You can follow some of the new signals. As an example here, we have a 28, 22, 25 as an entry on the ES, target 28, 28, 50. At the moment, we are 24 ticks into the profit, 312, and then target hit. As you see here, target hit. Now, the more advantage for the ones are familiar with trading, that if you are using the fully automated, you will be hitting the target and close position. If you are using the ATM, you can extend your target and you can, let's say, if this market there is much more potential to the upside, then maybe you want to increase your target. So it is very I prefer the ATM, not the full automated trade, but this is a different style from one trader to another. At the same time, we have a swing trading, and we will be showing some of the swing trading, all based on 1 minute. This is your swing trading based on 1 minute. It is a fully automated trade, and it is based on a turn on, turn off, does not require any optimization. Now we have some of the auto trade can be optimized, and we have some auto trades that does not require any optimization. As an example, A scalper, B scalper, C scalper. This price action, the A scalper, there is a three different automated trade, swing trading. All those are does not require any optimization, but we have the institutionals and the reversal require optimization. So this is the 1 minute swing trading based on 1 minute. And we will look at the ES 1 minute and see how things work. As an example, this is the scalper, does not require any optimization based on, turn off. And it is right now in a trade based on the 1 minute. This is the scalping. No, actually, this one by mistake. It is also the swing trading. This one was should be scalping by mistake. It was on swing trading. We'll find a different one. This is 150 ticks. This is a scalping. And scalp A, as you see, we are on the same trade for 150 ticks. Today, if we have some time, I'd like to cover some of the reversal, and I'd like to show how we can reversal the market and how we can predict the reversal if you are using a Renko bar. We can use the Renko bar for a reversal, and we can use the minutes to go with the trend. So if we have time today, I will be more than glad to teach how to reverse the market. But at the moment, we need to keep our eye. The targets has hit on the ES, NASDAQ, YM, 30-year Treasury bond. The gold is down, DAX, 6E, right now we are 387 ticks into the profit base on one target. So right now we have 29 ticks on the ES, 57 ticks on the NASDAQ, and 57, this is very funny, the same ticks on the NASDAQ and YM. So we will we'll try to find if we can find a reversal, because you cannot trade long anymore. It is very obvious for the ones who has not joined us before. Once we are entering those two yellow lines here, and as you see here, those two yellow lines, that means there is it is a very high risk to take a long. Now, sometimes it can clear 10 ticks here and there, but this is an extreme high risk to take a long trade, and that is almost the end of the trend. So once this market enter those two yellow lines, if you are in a trade, that means whatever you can get out of it, it is just more out of it. But you cannot enter a new trade once you are entering those two, between those two yellow lines. And the same thing if we look on the YM has entered the critical area, so there is no way we are taking a long trade. You should be right now uh, stand by and trying to catch a reversal. One of the tricks on the reversal, it is very obvious. If you see here, this market out of the band, here's your band, the red one here. And this is a really amazing. As you see right now, is we are coming to the second target, institutional. Normally those they hit around 11, 12 o'clock, but today they got early. And now we are totally out of the band, and it is actually 32.75. And this is a really very nice, good potential to enter a reversal. But before we do that, we want to make sure this trend is dying on us. And now you will see retracement in this area here. So I will try to keep my eye on it and showing you how we can take the reversal. There is two options in the reversal. If you don't know what you are doing, if you don't know, just give me a second, please. If you don't know what you're doing, don't let me. If you notice here, the market, the system is extremely accurate, and if we notice here, the market hit with a diversion, and we have a sell. The signal comes in a plot on the chart automatically. And as you see, this market start breaking those band. So now we are, our position on this sell position is coming to the mid band, and this is more than enough for the trader. And if our traders would like to have that template, please just send me a message, and I will be sending you the template. So as you see here, there is a double resistant sell and a diversion out of the band. And now we are start taking a dive all the way to the mid band, which it is 28.25, which earlier today we were trading the 28.25. It was a very familiar number with us. So we can recognize today's uh, 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 potential on the 28 level, 28, 25. So this is where you can see and spot the reversal. There is another trick you can do by reversing this market if you are a bit conservative and you are really scared. Once you see the small trigger line, which you can download the small trigger line from everywhere. It's not something I'm trying even to teach guys. I mean, you don't have to invest a lot of money. You can go ahead and get the big trigger lines and small trigger line anywhere. Probably everyone have it. So one of the things is one of the trick, as you see, this is small trigger line is coming and now is diving into the out of band. And once this market diving in to the band, inside the band here, this is an entry point. And it is almost 9 out of 10. You cannot, uh, no, you cannot miss that. So I don't know if you can see, this is a red line turn to green, and from the green come in the trigger line. And now, as you see, this trigger line has broke that area here, and once it breaks that area, that the out of band, so it is only one direction is down, which we do have it. This strategy, guys, to our traders, we do have that strategy on our reversal automated trade and the ATM as well. So right now, what we have, we are coming in to the 28.25, which earlier today we were trading the ES, and 28.25 was not a stranger number for us. And as you see here, 28.25, this is your major support line. And anything below that number, this market is going to turn to the short position. So as you see right now, we hit that area. If we are breaking that area, this is a mid band with the target. We already hit those targets. And then, as you see, if we are able to break that area, that's mean we are going out of the band from the other side. And this is another potential for reversal. So now we are hanging right there at 28.25. See if this ES is going to take a farther action in here, farther drop down. And this is actually, it is extremely good. And then there is another potential for a short trade and a reversal. So we'll try to see if this 25.75, if it's going to hold, and or if we are going to the short position as well. Now, one of the things is I do recommend to have a smaller target. The reason I like to have a smaller target because right now it's just 950, and we are already hit the one trade on the ES 1 minute 575, and right now it is not even 10 o'clock. We are already hit this one here, so it is crazy for the market. Seems is running today. One trade hit the target. It is very nice and very easy to go ahead and right click and say reload, and now this auto trade is going to be reactivated again for another $500 round. So this is a really amazing to do that, and don't increase your target or don't let your greed go overwhelming with it, because if let's say this one here is one trade at 910. This one here is a $500 target. All of them, they are $500 target. So if this market is moving to your favor, it's going to stay to your favor. And even on a hard pullback here in this area here, it's not going to stop out this auto trade. This does not require any optimization, turn on, turn off. Now, if you don't know how to turn on and turn off an auto trade, then it is a problem. But it is a very friendly use. Just turn them on and turn them off. Uh, if you see this hard pullback, did not close this auto trade and continue for another round, and it closed. So whether you have a $300 target or you have a $500 target or $1,000 target, you're still gonna come out with the same number. You're still gonna come out with the same number. So it is very smart to have a smaller target for today. And if this market running, hey, you know what? That's good. Then we can always right click and say reload, and let's go for one more round. If we see this auto trade is struggling, then what, you know what? If it makes 200, 300, 400, then it is, now there we go. We are already in the short position on that trade. So try not to use big target, smaller target. And if you see this auto trade is not struggling, you know what? We can always right click and we go for one more round before the 12 o'clock hit. So this is a much healthier approach to the market. So as we see right now, it is we started on the reversal from that area where it was a resistant sell. And once you see the small trigger line come in and dive into the band, to the out of the band, this is a signal. And you cannot miss it. Also, also when you have the big trigger line, this is the big trigger line right there. Also, when the big trigger line goes out of the band and coming into the band, as you see right now, you see those two green line. If we look at those two green line right there, got out of the band. This is your big trigger line. And now it's diving into the band. This is another potential entry. And then if you have the smaller trigger line, as you see here coming into the band, this is another potential entry. You cannot go wrong with it. Now, some of the trades is going to be 10 ticks. Some of the trades is going to be 100 ticks, 80 ticks, 5 ticks. We don't know. We cannot control the market, but it is at least a winning trade. One of the things also does not need a brilliant trader to see that. One of the tricks you see when you are using a big trigger line and a smaller trigger line, as we see, the bars are extremely far from the band. The farther the bar is, the stronger the trend is. So when we are entering the market, the star here, it is an entry signal, which we do have it on an automated trade. We do have it on the institutional automated trade. This one here. This one here, the star is measuring the previous highs and low highs. So this one here is an entry point here on the start, which can be automated. And we have the trigger line is going up. As we see this bars here is much farther from the trigger line that indicates we have an extreme strong trend. As we look at it, now the bars start sinking in below the trigger line. Again, folks, as you see, the bars start sinking in below the trigger lines and start touching the big trigger lines. This is an extreme warning, and we see on the big trigger lines, the bars are flirting with that line, and they start sinking in below the big trigger line. That indicate a long trade. It is over. The party is over on that trade. You know, so this is extremely powerful method, and that's why we use the Renko bar not for the trends. We use it for reversal, But we still have some traders have their own mind, and they like to use Renko bars. They find it cleaner. It's fine, fair enough. As long as they don't hang on my neck, it's fine with me. But again, right now, as we see, now we are coming in. Those bars are above the trigger lines, start sinking in, coming in to the same entry, to the same problem again. And that it is not acceptable. And now there is a huge potential for this market to be rejected again because, first of all, it's out of the band. There is a double resistance right there. And even if this market did go one bar above, it's not tradable to the long side. This is actually a short trade. This is indication for reversal. One of the things you can do on the reversal, if you are scared to pull the trigger on the reversal, look, I want to show you how strong. Folks, the money is not trading with the trend. The money is trading with uh, the money. The money it is with the reversal once you catch a trend out of the band, and we can nail it. Some of those, yes, sir. Some of them are small trade, and some of them are a big trade. Uh, there we go. Look at this reversal, warning, profit, and as you see here, this market now starts sinking, and there we go. It works like a clock. It works like a clock. Another diversion, warning, profit, reversal, and immediately this market jumped and it dropped, and we knew it's gonna happen. This. And now again, we are coming in to the mid band. I don't want to complicate things because there is rules for the mid band. I don't want to deal with it at the moment. The mid band, I don't want to push it very hard on it. I need it to be simplified. This is the most challenging things to keep things simple. So I'm not going to deal with the mid band. But if you are in the trade with the mid band, you got to keep your eye on the mid band for now, and then we can go in details with the mid band. The mid band, once you have the floor and fibs in conjunction with the mid band, that means we have a projection. You see? So now this ES now confirming we are in a jam with the ES right now. Now, as you see, first it was a huge trend, pulling back a little bit, and now we start getting tight on the ES, which right now, if you want to take a manual trade, hands off at the moment. There is nothing but short actually, and the trend is over. We have indicated the trend is over from here, from 946. You know, it is very, very, maybe it is hard at the beginning, but once you learn this rhythm, it is actually very easy to spot it. And now let's look. We have the band right there. Okay. Now we have the band at 33.75. So if let's say if this market is gonna go out of this band, I will be waiting on it at 36.75 level. You know, I doubt it. I think it is over on this one here, and we'll see how the. Let's go ahead and put the Nasdaq. We're still on that trade on the Nasdaq. At the moment, there is 481 ticks. For the Nasdaq traders, it's the same story, folks. At the moment, this Nasdaq, even if it climbed to the 46.75, is no longer tradable, folks. It's no longer tradable, that market, to the long side. Wait. It is extremely critical taking a long trade. So this is the The other alternative, when you log in and you see it's too late to take a long trade, then we have a potential to go ahead and take a short trade, a reversal trade. Once you know the basic, by not knowing reversal trade, this is a problem. You have to learn it a little bit or practice a bit on the reversal. Don't just go ahead and jump on a live trade, not knowing the rules of the reversal because can bite. So anything in this market, if a guy don't have experience, is gonna blame somebody else. He's not gonna blame himself. We have learned that the hard way. So this auto trade here, we just reactivated and this is just climbing. Would I personally take that trade? No, I will not. This one here is still from the bottom, took the entry at 12. Yes, fine. Uh, do I agree with that auto trade, taking a long trade at 28, 30, 25? This is a madhouse. I mean, for a human, I will not take that trade because 8 out of 10 is not going to make it. 8 out of 10 is not going to make it. If you are in the trade, if you are in the trend, and this market is trending, and you are really way, way away from the ticks, I mean, from the entry point, then it's okay. Let it ride. But to take an entry at this level here, where between those two yellow lines, no, I would not recommend it. Maybe I need to direct the auto trade to take a short trade only, you know, because now we are at the critical area and I don't want this ES to start taking a trade on those area here. So this is now look at this. Let's go back to the reversals. Again, guys, as you see, this is part of your auto trade to our members. The stars, we have showed you the star. We had one star here is an automated entry, which if you like me, I will cover that for you on Monday. Uh, and uh, and this is the second star, but there is extreme support area here, so I'm not gonna be calling that trade. There is a lot of support area. If I wanted to take a trade, I will take it to the. It's too late now to take a short. Uh, if you took that short, it's fine. If you didn't take that short, wait till the other direction, and then you take the short. So this is where we are, and as expected, this auto trade on that trade is having a problem, and we know why we having a problem. We are in those two yellow lines in conjunction with the resistance line, and that it is made that auto trade here to fail with that entry. A very simple trade. Okay, exactly, Scott. Exactly, sir. Okay, this Nasdaq already hit. Okay, let's evaluate what's going on with the Nasdaq. On this Nasdaq, we are way above the target and come in between those two yellow lines. And I'm not done with the Nasdaq. I would like to go one more round on the Nasdaq. It's very easy. If you don't know how to reverse this market, stay out of it till you learn. That's very fine. But at least what I can say, direct this Nasdaq to the short position and don't take a long trade like what happened with the ES. Just push the button. How hard it is to recognize two yellow lines here and say this is a critical area. And now I want this auto trade to take a short trade because I don't know how to read reversals. It's not hard at all. So now we have corrected. You can do that. It's not you must. It's an optional, folks. I know guys with auto trade don't like to touch anything, but a little knowledge that this market we've been screaming for the last half an hour, there is no more long trade, that the long trade is over. And then we say, okay, now we are directing this auto trade short and get it over with. So when this ES took a long trade, it was unpleasant, and that is could be sometimes not knowing what's going on in the market. It can cause $150, $200 in a trade where you could have saved this money. So it's also up to the driver how uh, he is managing. It's not the software, only the software. It is the guy who's managing that software, um, how good he is or how experienced he is. I'm trying to find some kind of entry on the CL, sir. It could be there is a new signal on the. If this CL hit below the 6009, 6009, you have a potential for short. So if you want to take a short, put it on 6006 limited order, sell order on the CL, but keep it on SIM, please. This it is an educational video here, so stay on the SIM and put the 606 short limited on the CL. The Nasdaq, no, there is no short on the Nasdaq. The Nasdaq is coming here. If you've been following us, the trailing stop one, it is a floor and fibs, minor floor and fibs, and the second one is a major floor and fibs. In conjunction with the price action, this one here you will find every day. Once you see the true average price right there, the market will stop every single time. Very rare this market to break those areas. So even if we break that 75 level, there is a re-entry point on the Nasdaq. There is no short entry at the moment on the Nasdaq. There is no short entry on the Nasdaq, gentlemen. Absolutely. We're about to have a short signal on the, we called for you the 606 short signal on the CL. 606, a limited order on the CL. Well, I missed by one tick. The signal says 605. I told you guys 606. And the target is 5980, folks. 59.80 is your target, and don't be aggressive with it. Nothing is going to happen below the 59.80 at the moment, you know. Uh, we are about to have a new signal, close position ES. Don't mess with it anymore. We're about to have a new signal on the NASDAQ and in ES, folks. Get ready. On a sim, please. We're about to start roll on the CL. Don't get aggressive here, folks. Don't. Uh, Make it one tick above the 59.79, one tick above, because those are your less than $1 a day. You have a double support line, and there is a lot of mess in here. So secure your profit, and this is a very nice trade. Couple $300, call it off. Again, I want to cover the reversal a little bit here. This is not going to work on the ES. It's getting tight and tighter and getting messier. So this is a very, very close in the channel, and it's not going to hold to the long side. Absolutely, So it's getting tight and it's getting projected from the same numbers. It is weakness in the market. Now we're about to have a new signal on the Nasdaq, gentlemen, and the CL is dropping, the YM is dropping, dropped to the sell signal. We missed that signal, and now we are about to have a Nasdaq, and we are about to have the ES. The market is sinking. So slowly, patient, 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 and then okay, we have a sell entry. We have a sell entry on the Nasdaq, and you can put a sell entry on the Nasdaq at 1550. 1550 is a sell entry on the Nasdaq. You're doing very well with the CL. I'm not worried about you. You can break even or break even plus one tick on the CL, and put a limited order at 1550. We are waiting on the ES actually, and now you're going to see a little play on the Nasdaq. And the reason we are not going straight direct down on the Nasdaq at the moment, because the ES is struggling in those areas. We need to see this ES drop below the 28.26. That is going to be immediately. The auto trade took it finally on this one here. That is going to take some time for the ES to drop. But once this ES drop, is going to uh, um, make the Nasdaq drop extremely fast. So on the CL, our target, the first target is 59.81 at the moment, and we are waiting on this ES to drop. It's refusing to die. That ES, it's losing, but it is really struggling. So here we go. You have a little bumper ride on the Nasdaq, folks. Your zone at 40750. The first one and the second one is 403. Once we break those area, we are going directly to our target. Our target is 73.90, gentlemen. Watch those area. Those are your zone, less than $1 a day. 407.50, we're gonna have a little bumpy right here. That will help if this ES give up, and start nailing down. So I have my crosser to see is 407.50, a little bumper. Now, if we keep our eye on this ES, if the ES give us a short signal, we're gonna break that line like a knife, So this is extremely good. And again, folks, um, you see the reflection from the ES, you see it immediately on the NASDAQ. So this is the reflection on the ES. The patient game, be patient a little bit. And as long as you know you are going on the right direction, be patient, folks. Be patient. So we're not that far from the short area. One of the things is with the bars, when the bars is trending, it's giving you green, and those bars colors are based on a price line, and on the ES it is in yellow. This means they are in neutral here. They are not in ATRs. They're not MACDs. Those are a price line. If you look at the ES, they are on the green, and now from 10:07 until now, it is in yellow. That means it's in neutral, and this is not an ATRs and MACDs, colors. And the same thing you see on the Nasdaq, they were from a green to yellow to red, and this is a really sideways market on the ES, making this Nasdaq to go back and making um, this uh, making this market struggling to drop because of the ES. So it's getting closer to ES. We need to see this ES dropping below the 25.75, and then we're gonna see this Nasdaq hammering to the downside. You know, as you see for the Nasdaq, we did not know how to reversal, so we can direct the Nasdaq to take a short trade and a short trade only. And then, as you see, on the first pullback, the Nasdaq hit $330 by just pushing that button. By just pushing that button, and that can really make a direction. If you got knocked out of that trade on the Nasdaq, keep your eye on the ES, and then thank you, sir. Thank you for your comments. This is one of the comments. Thank you, sir. Yeah, but this guy is trading for 30 years. I've been here 28. He's been trading for 30 years, so he knows what he's talking about. As you see how this ES right now made damage on the Nasdaq trade. However, if you still like to, and if you're knocked out of that trade, this is what is beauty about it. If we get knocked out of a trade on any pullback, we know where to enter this market with no problem. So let's say There is two options we can do here, so we will not be out of the game. Two options on the Nasdaq. If you are a Nasdaq trader, we can do, and that is not going to affect us at all. First probability, if you are a conservative trader, you don't know how to trade, that's okay. I can accept that. We can put it again as a sell limited order right there, right below the sell signal. Okay, this is one option we can do. Another option we can do, which it works like a clock, as you see here, the trailing stop, those are based on floater fibs in conjunction with a double resistance line. So this is absolutely sell limited entry right there. So right now, so don't think yourself by this market pulling back, you're out of the game. No, there is better entry. And if this market go in and decided to drop because of the ES, folks, and if this market decided to drop, hey, you know what? We get picked up on the way. And as simple as that, folks, simple as that. But you do not try to chase the market. Do not try to chase the market. So right now, this market came in, got us filled on that one here. Now we can, I prefer for a guy to use an ATM, not the fully automated, because the fully automated, you cannot play with your targets. If you have a double support or double resistance, you have no power to do that. And then maybe I don't need to put the stop loss there. I'm maybe gonna put it one tick above this area here. This should be enough. We don't need to invest too much money in stop losses. This is ridiculous. So this is, or if you want to give it a little bit more, we can put it on that. Okay, there we go. We have a short signal in here. This is another system is giving you short signal that will ease us out, and now we are going back into the game, and we are safe. So folks, there is nothing called push button and we are on the moon. We have to learn the market, otherwise you're going to be changing software the rest of your life. So right now we have this drop on the Nasdaq. We got knocked out of the trade, and then we right away re-entered this market on the Nasdaq, and the ES is losing, the YM is there we go, and now we are going straight down, and now we are about to have a new signal. Hopefully, this ES is gonna give us some new signal. Once this ES given us a new signal, then the Nasdaq is gonna hammer straight down to the top. So, what I want to say, welcome to trading. What did I do? Okay. I was using a different ATM and I shouldn't do that. But I hope somebody is on that trade. Okay, there we go. On this trade with the NASDAQ, we have directed the NASDAQ, and right now on that trade, because we just directed to the short side, has nailed 540. And there is much more on that one, trust me. Oh, I'm sorry. We're about to have a short signal here, and I'm waiting on it. I forgot all about it. So it's exactly where we said you will have a problem on the NASDAQ at 407.25. And the next one is 4075. We still do not have short on the ES. So probably once we have the short on the ES, this NASDAQ is going to go. If you are on that NASDAQ trade, you're going straight down to the 390, folks. 390. And there we go. There is more sales order coming in on the CL. ES, we're about to have a new target. For the ones are on the CL trade, please try to put your needle at a 59.80 or 59.81, because here we have a support line, we have a target, and it's going to follow by one support line and the second and the third. So it's not going to do you any good, you know. So whoever on that trade with the CL, please try to close at least at 59.79. 59.79 should be fair enough for one CL trade and done over with. Okay, we have a sell entry on the ES. Don't get excited on the CL, on the ES right now. We have a double support line here at 28.25.50 and 28.25. So if you are a safe trader, put a limited order, at 25 level, because there is a double support line is gonna struggle a bit. It's gonna pull back re-entry, coming down to the sell a bit weak. So as you see, I don't know if you can see that on the YouTube, but there is a double support line in conjunction with the sell entry here. So there is a little trouble right there. If you want to avoid this trouble, try to put a sell order at 28.25, 28.25, not the 28.25.75, not the entry. Two, there we go. This is the auto trade to that trade. We have a projection on the CL, so there is nothing. This is good news. We have a projection on the CL. We're going straight to the 59.80. On the NASDAQ, we are breaking as we expected. Once we have the sell entry on the ES, we are going to break those areas straight down. If you are on this NASDAQ trade, try to get exit at 90.75. You're not the only one drinking espresso, amigo. So we are in the clear for the Nasdaq, gentlemen, and we are going straight down to the 90.50. 90.50 is straight down. ES is struggling. Absolutely, we are aware of that problem, and we need to see 25 sell limited order, and this is to start closing position on the CL if you want to. We have a projection here on the Nasdaq at 74.12.25. The ES is refusing to die. Let's see. I'm gonna stay quiet for a second to see how this market gonna roll. Thank you, Kobe. Thank you, sir. For the ES trader, you know what? The ES is not looking good for short anymore. Dismiss the short trade. Dismiss the short trade because we have right now a double projection is support at 22.5. This is not going to work. This is not going to work on the ES. Be careful on the ES, folks. Um, be conservative with the ES. The problem is we have rejection at 28.50, double support, double projection, true average price. This is a mess. Now, if you are a light-handed guy, okay, go ahead and take the 25 short. If you are a light-handed guy, because you need to close it immediately. If we bump into those projection, you are very tight. You're running by 1.5, not much into that trade. And like the Nasdaq start. Now we are 29 ticks into that trade, and we have a projection confirming those. But the ES, there is a trouble in heaven. So okay, it's over. Let's see. Man, that ES is a really trouble today. Let me show you the 15 minutes. This is the 15 minutes chart on the ES. If we notice, we are out of the band with a reversal hitting target 2. Normally, we hit target 2 on the 15 minutes between 11 and 12 o'clock. As you see here on the ES, has hit the target 2 right to the tick, okay? And there is no more trade and it's out of the band. So the only direction on that ES is a short, it's not long. And it is a struggling market in this area here with a 28, 25 and 20, 28, 25, 50 and the 28, 25 level. It is a struggling area here. So for the ones that want to try their luck with the Nasdaq, you can take it as is from here, limited order. And keep your eye on the ES, please. Okay, it's off. The Nasdaq is off right now. We have the 21 level. The ES is going the other direction. Man, it is a big mess. It is a big mess. It's not tradable anymore. Hands off everything. It's no longer readable. Hands off, please, on everything. Close positions and leave this market alone for a moment. For some reason, it's a change in direction. Keep it. Keep your hands off trading, please. Everything changing. Wait, don't do anything. Now we can say to this auto trade, we have it on short only. We're gonna release it to take long and short again. Big mess in the market, hands off. Everything start turning red. If we look at this market analyzer when we first started and now how it is in red, there is nothing lining up. So now we are looking for a new signals. There is nothing, hands off. The whole thing has changed. Once this ES fell to follow the Nasdaq and Dow Jones, now we are on a different direction. I will not mess with it right now. Stay on the side, please. Even for a guy is using any kind of auto trade right now, whether it's ours or somebody else, stop your auto trade for a second. Let's see how things is gonna come. For our traders, um, you can do that. Um, you can just pause right now if you want to, or if you wanted to keep it running, is fine. But you can just put it on hold, so we'll not take any trades right now till we see what this market is doing. Or if you want to keep it and take your chances, go ahead and keep it and take your chances. Yes, sir. This is a very good. Yes, it is one of the things we have mentioned many times, and one of our clients saying that the Nasdaq, the 30-year Treasury bond, is going into the same direction right now. So let's look at it to see if this ES Nasdaq is gonna give us a long trade, or we have a pullback re-entry. Let me show you something, my friend. This is your 15 minutes chart. This is another 15 minutes chart. This ES is coming to 1, 2, and 3, 4 hard areas on the ES. This is a serious chart. This is a 15 minutes chart. I doubt it very seriously that ES able to break all those. It requires a lot of buyers. At the same time, your trend exhaustion has turned around. So this is an indication of weakness. And let's look. I like to see the end of it, and I think it is very good entry to the short side. But let's look and let's watch and see this pullback. It does not mean we are going to miss anything on this pullback. We can reverse this market, skip the reversal if you don't want it. Then we can go ahead and go back to the limited order at the 1575 and the limited order. But we will cross it once we get there. Now we want to know where we are going with this market. Extremely chop market right now. For what we have at 9:30, we started today at 9:30. It was a very smooth ride, and now we are getting into a big mess, a big mud. And this is where a trader should be aware of. Stay out of trouble. Stay out of trouble. Future trading is a high risk. Uh, Forex is a very high risk, require a lot of experience, whether you are auto trading or hand trading, whatever. You have to be aware what's going on. Otherwise, you're going to be buying auto trades, buying systems the rest of your life. You're not going to get anywhere. You cannot get away with it. You have to know what's going on in the market. And you cannot rely on one guy, whether me or somebody else, or charging for a room or whatever. It is, uh, catching the fish for you. In order to go further in your trading, you have to develop your own trading, your own knowledge, your own charts, and take it from there. Um, right now, as you see, the market analyzer is in red. Welcome to trading. From 485 ticks, we went all the way up to 485 ticks. And now, because of this volatility, we dropped to 179 ticks. That indicate you cannot trade all day long. You cannot be sitting on a poker table all day long and trying to make money. That does not exist into the trading. Once you hit your money, for our members came in earlier today, took those signal earlier today. They made their bread and they don't need to see this. They don't need to deal with this. They're done for today. But for this guy is coming right now trying to pick up a bread from here, there is nothing. There is not even a crumbs on the table to pick. So probably another blind guy gonna be taking 10 ticks here and there, but this is irrelevant. It's not something that he's able to do every single day. He shoot in the blind and made or got out 10 ticks out of a Nasdaq right now. Happy for him, but it does not mean it's gonna work all the time for him. So it seems like the whole market is changing direction. Let's see what's going on. And I think also, okay, and we got lost on the DAX because of this volatility. The first round made 1600, and now we hit red on the DAX. And if we stayed on the 1600, would have been good, but it was working very fine, the market, and it got into the chop, and then will you lose all your profit for today. Let's see if there's any other things here. No. So, okay, we still have the ES 1 minute. It's eating banana. It's useless right now. There is nothing left. Chop market. Any auto trade will be start struggling. Now there is a trick for a struggling market if you want to, and if you don't want to get into the chop market, you can use a 600 ticks, and that can clear some of your mess. If you are using, does not mean you're gonna be in total clear, but if you are using a higher time frame, as an example, the 600 ticks, you're gonna have some losing trades on the 600 ticks, but um, this way, if you are using a higher time frame on the swing trading, again, this swing trading does not you cannot actually optimize the swing trading. The traders saying they would like to optimize, and we promise that we can add the feature later on to back test it. But at the moment, you cannot even optimize it or back test it. All what you can do replay data. And on the 600 ticks, uh, it cleans a lot of these problems when you have a volatility. And as you see right now, the 600 ticks is into uh, the trades. Before I'm sitting here and talking, and I have missed this signal on the ES. On the ES, we have an entry at 34.75, but honestly, I think we are done. Is 10:57, and we are diving into a lot of volatility. So whoever made money today made it. I'm not gonna encourage anyone to do anything anymore. Let me see how this market looking. This is a big mess. We have a signal entry on the YM, immediate resistance, and the Nasdaq still into the short position. ES, if you want to trade the ES, you have to put a limited order at 34.75, limited order, buy limited order at 34.75, limited buy order, not a market order. Why we're saying that? Because we have a resistance line here. The Nasdaq has not confirmed. It is a long way from home to have a new signal on the Nasdaq at the moment. The YM having a thick wall at 58.26. So we need to approach this market a bit careful. So if you want to put a limited order on the ES at 28.34.75, limited buy order, please. Stay away from the YM. I don't like this one. Because this YM is not going to cross this red line, not unless if the ES start crossing that line. So stay away from the YM trade. Let's see what will happen to the Nasdaq. Expecting this support line hold at 32.75. It did. So now keep your eye on the Nasdaq and put a limited order at 34.75. Limited order on the ES. Limited order, buy limited order. So let's look very closely to this market. The CL. Okay, I'm sorry, I was looking to the CL. It's the same problem on the Nasdaq. Don't touch the Nasdaq and the YM right now. Let's look at the ES. ES trade 34.75 is good. And that is going to drive you to the 37. This is a 3-point. Don't touch the YM, the Nasdaq, please. And please on the SIM. We have a problem with the Nasdaq. I don't like this resistance at 34. Stay on the ES. I can get you all the way to 36.75 on the ES. 36.75 close position. $36.75. It's coming to your direction. Hold. Hold, please. They're all coming to your direction. Oh man, what a bummer. Pull back a little bit. Don't let it scare you. We're about to have also long signal on the CL. I'll let you know. The ES is going back to this number here, 32, 33 level. This is a huge support line. Extreme volatility at the moment. You know, sometimes you think this poor guy is sitting by himself and he just start trading and he only have a couple months on his back. How he's going to survive this market? How he's going to read them? How he's reading this market? If this line is not going to hold, all bets is off. I'm calling off everything. You know, if this line 32.75 is not going to hold on the ES, It is an early lunchtime, folks. It's an early lunchtime. Let's keep our eye on that. Let me show you for the reversals, the ones are interested into reversal. I mean, I'm sorry, but it is extremely hard to cover everything, reversal, CLES, NASDAQ, Dow Jones, all this. If you notice here, um, I forgot to look at it. If we notice on the ES with the Renko bar reversal, the trigger line was out of the band. You see, I was covering that earlier today. And then you can see those bars start sinking below the trigger line. And once the trigger line hit the band, out of band, the market dropped immediately. And now we are start crossing the big trigger line. So this is a huge mess. So it seems like this 32.75 is holding. I'm gonna wait a few seconds more and see if this ES decide to go up again. Honestly, when a guy is not experienced, how come if he cannot read the market, what he's thinking? Honestly, I would love to know what he's thinking, what he's, uh, what is in his mind, really. Okay, it's over. Folks, it's an early lunchtime. There is nothing to trade. This ES is coming exactly to this area here, the 31.25, and there is a lot of volatility. This is nothing but the bad news the rest of the day until 12 o'clock. So I want to say thank you very much for today. We tried to get you out of this chop market later on when we start getting chop and volatility, but we didn't. So the best way to stay away from it and and not messing with it. Let me see if it's gonna recover. Do something. Come on. This is exactly what I was scared of to sit down, and the ES is sitting exactly at this line, sitting exactly on this line, and anything below that line, the party is over for from now to 12 o'clock. If this market decide to go above that 34.75, then we are in a good shape. Okay, it's losing. Okay, that's it. Folks, it's been a pleasure serving every one of you. This is the best we can do for today. And We will try our best to go live tomorrow, the same time, the same channel. If you like us, please give us a thumb up. We thank you for your support, and we'll see you tomorrow. God bless you all, and stay out of trouble, please. Thank you.